Hello, my loves. Welcome back to the It Girl Mindset. Today is a very fun topic. We're going to talk about how to manifest your dream body. This is something I am so passionate about because I came from a holistic health coaching background, and then we mixed the mindset in there, and it is just such a powerful combination. So today we're going to dive into really the energetics of manifesting your dream body, but then also the structure and the action portion, because you need both to coexist. You need them both to actually manifest your dream body. It's not just about doing the mindset and energetics work, and it's not just about the structure and the discipline. You need both to have complete harmony. I really think about this too in the sense of the masculine and the feminine energy, right? We need to do the energetics, the feminine piece of it, tapping into our body, connecting with our body, trusting with our body. And then the more masculine is actually showing up, doing the work, actually moving your body, actually eating healthy, right? That aligned action piece, which we are going to get into all of it. Before we get into the episode, if you love this podcast, please rate and review it. It really helps the show grow. If you're on Spotify, you can just hit those stars at the top and then click follow as well. And if you want to leave a written review on Apple Podcasts, I do have a link in the description that you can click and go and write a written review. Again, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. If you have ever shared the show with a friend or rated and reviewed, it means the world and it really helps the podcast grow. Okay, let's get into the episode. Welcome to the It Girl Mindset, where I help you step into the next level version of yourself by mastering your mindset, manifesting your deepest desires, and connecting deeply with your body. It's about becoming the most authentic, radiant, unapologetic, and unbothered version of yourself. Together, we're going to chat about how to unlock your true potential and create a life that feels as good as it looks. If you're ready to become the healthiest, hottest, and most abundant version of yourself, you're in the perfect place. Let's get into it. Okay, so like I said, we've got this mindset, energetics, the more feminine piece, and then we've got the structure, the implementation, which is more the masculine. Honestly, when I was a holistic health coach, I focused so much on that masculine, the structure. And there were a lot of women that really struggled to show up for themselves, right? And so that's when I got deep into the mindset work, because it's like, I can give you, right? This is how many steps. You need to hit 10K steps. You need to move your body 3 days a week. You need to work out 3 days a week, and you need to eat 90% whole foods, right? That's the structure, that's the plan. Okay, now what actually allows you to show up and do that? You. And that's where you build that trust with yourself, right? And it's not just about discipline and pushing through. No, that's not how we work around here. It's really about tapping in to the energetics and uncovering what your blocks are so you can actually show up, right? So we're going to start off with the mindset and energetics first, because that is so important and something that a lot of women don't think about, right? Because when we want to lose weight and reach our dream body, a lot of us have this scarcity mindset, right? We will do anything and everything it takes to actually reach our dream body, right? Whether that is losing sleep and going to a 5 a.m. workout class. I'm speaking from personal experience here. Or we try to eat as little as possible, right? Oh my gosh. Every time I say that, I have this image in my brain. Poor little baby Ashley. I just want to give her a hug. But there was a time in college where I just wanted to be skinny so bad. That's all I wanted. That's literally all I wanted. I didn't care about anything else. I just wanted to be skinny. Was not willing to give up partying, but that's a whole other story. But I remember thinking to myself, okay, I'm only going to have coffee for breakfast. And then for lunch, I'm going to be at the library. I think I had to be at school for like 8 hours or a really long period of time. And I was like, cool, I'm going to force myself. I'm not going to bring any money, so I can't buy anything. And I'm going to just eat. It was literally green beans and mushrooms sauteed up. And I forced myself to wait so long to eat that until I was like literally starving. And then when I allowed myself to eat it, it almost made me more hungry after, because I was like, wow, my digestion like actually started working. physically. And so my hunger hormones were like, oh my gosh, we actually need more nutrients. So I just wanted to share that because, again, it's so easy to want to just like go into that scarcity mindset when we feel so uncomfortable in our skin. But the way you're actually going to get there in a way that's enjoyable and actually be able to stick with it at the same time is doing this mindset, energetics, and manifestation work, okay? No, this is not woo-woo. This is essentially neuroscience, okay? Starting off with the mindset and energetics, number 1, authentic clarity, okay? You need to get crystal clear on who this version of you that has your dream body is, right? And the reason I say authentic is because if it's not in alignment with who you are and it's maybe coming from your ego or because you want someone else to think a certain way of you or you want, to impress somebody else, right? Something that's outside of you, that is not going to motivate you. And it's not something that's in alignment with your authenticity. And so you're going to feel this like push-pull. So when I say authentic clarity, it's not like this version of me looks hot because she wants to impress this guy. No, we are doing everything from our own authentic truth. Okay. So with that being said, who is this version of you that has your dream body? What are her healthy habits? What time does she wake up? How much water is she drinking every single day? What skills does she have? What type of workouts is she doing? How does she make other people feel? How does she feel on a day-to-day basis, right? And one last question, what does a perfect day look like to her that's truly enjoyable? Because again, it needs to be authentic to us. So maybe this version of you is a Pilates girly and she goes to Pilates 3 days a week. Maybe she wakes up at 6:30 a.m. Maybe she does some mindset work and maybe some journaling, and then she gets up and she drinks a matcha. She eats a nourishing breakfast. She goes to Pilates, right? I want you to think about why at the same time. Like, why is she, like, what is her purpose in this, right? So it's like, yes, we've got the healthy habits and everything, but underneath it, why does she want it? So maybe she wants to, describing her, she's confident, she's energized, she really values her worth. She knows that she gets one body, right? And she wants to take care of that and feel that. Maybe if you're a new mom or wanting to have kids, you want to keep up with your kids. You want to really just feel so energized so you can be so present in your life, right? Again, this underlying reason why is going to be so helpful to truly intrinsically motivate you, right? We never are going to rely on motivation, but you can intrinsically motivate yourself by really understanding the deeper purpose why. If you say, I want to look hot in a bikini, that's not going to give you that motivation to show up, right? Because that could end very quickly if you had a workout planned and then maybe somebody asked you to go out to dinner and you were starving all day, and then you go to this dinner and then you binge eat on everything. You missed your workout, you overate, right? Like, again, it's so important to intrinsically motivate yourself by understanding who this version of you is with that authentic clarity, and then understanding why you actually want to reach this goal. Okay. Same with any goal, but especially with your body. Okay. So after you are really done with your authentic clarity and you're really understanding why you want to reach your dream body, the next step is all about clearing blocks and rewiring limiting beliefs. Let's be real. You're going to go on this journey. You're going to start showing up, and then you're going to probably have some sort of block, right? Maybe you are all on and then all of a sudden you self-sabotage for some reason. Maybe there's part of you that wants to consciously so badly reach your dream body, but for some reason you binge on dessert every single night, right? So again, you will come up against blocks, and it's actually a good thing because that is just information for you to actually learn. You can be like, okay, I see this pattern happening. Why is this happening? Okay. It just gives you that information. Like, okay, I see that every single night I'm binging on ice cream after I eat healthy all day and I do all of my workouts. I feel so good, but at night, all of a sudden I binge eat and I don't know why. Or maybe you say you're going to wake up at 6:30 a.m. to get your workout in before work, but every single morning you start to snooze, or maybe you do it 1 or 2 days and then you snooze the third, fourth, fifth, and then for some reason you self-sabotage. We all have learned patterns and have beliefs based on our past. Not only our childhood, but things we heard, things we've seen on TV, things a friend of a friend said, things we heard, right? So from the ages 0 to 7, all you have is a subconscious mind. The part of your brain that is your conscious mind is not formed until 7. So from 0 to 7, you're a sponge. No matter what you saw, heard, what someone told you, every single thing was taken at face value because your conscious mind is your logical decision-making brain. You don't have the capability to decide, oh, I want to take on that truth, or no, or I don't want to take on that truth. You just take it for what it is at face value, okay? So with your subconscious mind, 95 to 98% of all of your actions, your habits, how you show up, all is embedded in those subconscious beliefs. Those beliefs are running your day-to-day life. That's where those subconscious blocks come in, okay? So that's why consciously you're like, yes, I want to reach my dream body. I'm going to show up. I'm going to do the dang thing. I'm going to wake up at 6:30 a.m. I'm going to not binge at night anymore on dessert. I'm going to do my workouts, right? All of that is true. It's not like you're lying to yourself. It's not like you're lazy if you self-sabotage. All of that comes down to what you truly believe that you are worthy of, and it shows up in your life in that way. So what we have to do is rewire these patterns, rewire these beliefs so you actually can clear those blocks, clear those limiting beliefs, and in turn show up in the way that you truly desire, that's aligned with your authentic self, okay? Limiting beliefs are not a bad thing. I always like to say that because it's so easy to be like, oh, why do I have these stupid beliefs? But at the end of the day, these beliefs at one point kept you safe, okay? It is a coping mechanism that you had to take on from childhood, right? So some ways to get to the bottom of these limiting beliefs so we can think about it in terms of your dream body, right? If you reach your dream body, what are you afraid of happening? Who and what will you lose? If you start eating healthy, what are you afraid of people saying? When you were younger, what were you taught about your body, right? We really have to go back to the source. And I know you might be thinking, what does childhood have to do with how I think right now? It's like your brain has, again, adapted these patterns and these coping mechanisms to survive. And those don't just go away on their own. But the beauty of it is when we can logically explain it to our subconscious mind, like, no, it is safe for me to reach my dream body. Because, for example, let's just say, you've tried to lose weight before, you start eating healthy, and there's part of you that's afraid that if you go out to dinner with your friends, that they're going to say something along the lines of like, oh, come on, you're eating a salad, right? Like kind of giving you shit about you eating healthy, right? And so it's safer for you to not worry about those comments because maybe there's some sort of belief or something that came up for you, maybe in childhood, like for example, maybe your mom one time told you that you needed to eat healthier, right? Like, oh, don't eat the donut, eat the salad instead, right? Or just even a small comment. Again, this is no shame to how you were raised or the people around you, right? How you picked up these beliefs because we all experience the world differently, right? And if somebody made a comment about your body when you were 5, maybe it wasn't even meaning to be negative. It could have been like, wow, your body is so great, right? Like, then if your body changes, subconsciously you're like, wait, I don't look like I did back then. These subconscious beliefs are blocking you from showing up in the way that you want. Example, maybe when you were younger, you had a family friend who she lost a bunch of weight and then her and her husband got divorced, right? Logically, there could be a million reasons why they got divorced. But if you saw that, and that was embedded in your subconscious mind, like, oh, if I lose weight, I'm going to lose my partner. And it is very scary to lose someone that you love, right? And so your brain thinks that it's safer to just stay exactly as you are rather than change and lose weight or reach your dream body in whatever capacity. Again, same with the, eating healthy thing. If someone made a comment to you when you were 7 about the food that you were eating and it made you feel shame, same thing. You are going to want to blend in with the crowd when you're with your friends because you don't want to ruffle feathers and you don't want them to call you out for trying to eat healthy. There's other things like if you continue to self-sabotage, there's part of you that gives up in your head before you can actually not show up yourself, right? It's almost like if I really try and fail, it will hurt. So not actually trying protects me. You're essentially avoiding the effort to avoid potential disappointment. The brain really thinks that quitting early is safer for you emotionally. Again, kind of what we talked about with the eating healthy. Consistency is going to make me visible. My friends are going to see that, oh, I'm eating healthy rather than grabbing the burger. If you outgrow people because you're not doing the same things, right? Like maybe instead of going out to the bar, you want to go on a hike early the next morning, right? Or maybe you leave early from a friend's type of party because you want to get a good night's sleep to wake up and go to your workout, right? What it means historically is losing your tribe equals danger, right? Back in the caveman days, right? Like you had to blend in, you had to stick together or else you'd probably die. And so your brain, again, group mentality, it does not want to be different from the people that you care about because it feels it's safer to blend in than it is to do something different than them. Even so with, how you grew up. Let's just say you grow up in a very inconsistent home. You never kind of knew what you were going to get. It was almost chaotic in a sense. Your subconscious mind feels safer being in that chaotic sense, in that kind of inconsistent sense, because that's what feels safe. Your brain does not like the unknown. Your brain loves what's familiar. And what's familiar to people who grew up in inconsistent homes is inconsistency, right? So hopefully this is making sense on how of this really works together and how these limiting beliefs can impact you and how you actually show up. So how you clear these limiting beliefs, one, being aware of them actually explains to your subconscious mind, look, I don't have to do this anymore. I love subconscious reprogramming. It's like an 8-minute track. If you're on my email list, I actually just sent out a free reprogramming session that you can access if you would like. So just go ahead and DM me on Instagram at Ashley Roberts and I'll go ahead and send it to you for free. But it's a 8-minute session and it is so quick and you're able to let go of these beliefs on a subconscious level. Step number 3 is embodiment. Okay, so this is where and all of these are going to kind of work together, right? The clearing the blocks, the embodiment, and the aligned action, which is step number 4, which we'll get to. But it's not like you just clear blocks and then you move on with your life, right? It's going to things are going to come up. You're going to notice and you're going to be like, okay, wait, I'm seeing a pattern here. I've got some sort of block that I need to let go of. Okay. And then the embodiment piece is really about doing the inner work, right? Doing the mindset work daily. These are kind of like your daily embodiment habits, right? Showing up as her, listening to your hunger and fullness cues, connecting to your body, regulating your nervous system, right? All of these are so important in the embodiment piece because it allows you to continue to show up as that authentic version of you who has her dream body. Okay. But you can't just do that without clearing the blocks, right? See how these are all working together? So with connecting to your body and listening to your hunger and fullness cues and regulating, it all stems from first regulating your nervous system because you need to be able to be present in order to listen to your hunger and fullness cues. If you are 24/7 in rush mode, having some sort of stimulation on 24/7, you're eating and watching TV, or you're eating a bar while you're driving, or you're, doing a million things and feel scrambled all the time, regulating your nervous system is going to be a very important piece here because you will not be able to listen to your body if you are not connected to your hunger if you're not connected and regulated. You're not going to be able to even notice the sensations in your body if you don't slow down. And I know from my ambitious girlies, we're like, Ash, we've got no time to slow down, but you absolutely do. I'm not going to dive into regulating your nervous system too much because I have a bunch of episodes on that. But what I want you to understand is being able to be present is going to allow you to not only enjoy your life more, that's a really big piece, but also allow you to de-stress your life, honestly. You're going to be able to be present with yourself. You're going to be able to do one thing at a time. Your brain is going to feel organized. You're going to be able to understand and listen to your cues in your body and just connect with your body on such a deep level so you are so aware of, okay, is this a time I need to push myself and work out, or do I need to listen to my body and actually rest, right? Okay, so all of that comes into the embodiment section. If you want just a tip to start to connect with your body, every single morning, just pause, take 4 box breaths. So box breaths are inhale for 4, pause for 4, exhale for 4, pause for 4. Inhale for 4, pause for 4, exhale for 4, pause for 4. Do 4 of those, 4 to 5, and really ground yourself in the present moment. And then just ask yourself, like, what does my body need to know today? You can even do it with working out too. Like, what type of movement is my body craving today? And just see what comes up for you. And the more you start to trust those little pings that your body and mind are giving you, and you actually show up for them, the better you're going to feel and the more trust you're going to have with your body. Number 4 is aligned action. So aligned action is all about listening to those pings that I just talked about. And again, you have to be grounded in yourself and in the present moment in order to actually hear those pings. Pings are kind of like, if there's something soft in your brain and you're like, that's so weird. I don't know why, but I have this feeling that I should do it. It's kind of like trusting your gut, right? Pings are not fear. Fear comes with this really intense energy of like, I have to do it now or I'm going to lose it, right? Intuitive pings are really just like these soft spoken things in your brain. They might not logically make sense. You're like, wait, I had planned to go to the gym today, but for some reason I'm getting this intuitive ping that I should text my friend to see if she wants to go on a long walk, right? And that could lead into something else, right? Aligned action comes from those intuitive pings. And intuitive pings come from being grounded and regulated and present in your body, okay? And then aligned action is actually following those pings, right? It's one thing to be like, okay, cool, I should text my friend to go on a walk. But if you completely ignore it, you're starting to lose that trust with your intuition. So it's really important to, again, make sure you are tapping into your body so you can listen to those intuitive pings. Okay, that is all about the manifestation piece, right? So just to recap, we've got our authentic clarity, being so real with yourself about what you actually want and why. Number 2 is clearing those limiting beliefs and blocks. And then number 3 is embodiment. So showing up as her, connecting with your body, right? Doing the daily mindset work that you need to do to feel and show up as your best. And then number 4 is the aligned action. And that is where the structure portion is going to come into play. So now we're going to get into the structure, the more masculine piece of this. So what I want you to do is list out your daily, weekly, and monthly habits, right? I've talked about this before, but I love intuitive movement. You can get fit a million ways. And I know I preach this a lot, but you can get fit strength training. You can get fit doing Pilates. You can get fit running, right? With intuitive movement, it's all about what you're actually craving, right? So for me, the ways that I move my body, I love at-home Pilates workout with my little bala bangles and some light weights. I also love going to the gym and strength training, lifting heavier. I also love just walking my dog. That's a great way. I do that every single day, but sometimes that's kind of my minimum standard for myself is I'm taking my dog on a walk, not only for her, obviously she needs to, do her business and get some energy out and whatnot, but also it's a minimum standard for me as well. I also use pole dancing, right? That's not a normal type of workout per se, but I feel really tired. Honestly, I went to pole today. I'm so tired. I haven't gone in like a couple weeks and my body is going to be hurting so bad tomorrow. But it was so fun and it was exactly what my soul and body needed. And then golf. I feel like people are like, golf isn't exercising. If you walk golfing, it is a trek. You literally walk like 5.5 miles or something like that if you do 18 holes. So golf is also another form of workout. You will not catch me strength training and then going to golf. I have to conserve my energy as a sensitive girly. Okay, so structure, movement. What does that look like for you? And the way I like to do intuitive movement is, let's just say, you're like, I want to do 4 structured workouts a week. Cool. You're going to block those into your calendar. Actually, no, you're going to block those into the 6-week reset. If you have not already grabbed that, over 100 of you have downloaded the Soft Girl Discipline 6-week reset. You can get it for free in the description below. So I want you to schedule all of this in there. It has a calendar in there. It's got a way that you can track your protein and carbs and fats. It's got some mindset tools in there and just so much more. It's honestly so cute too. So it's all in Notion, completely free. So I want you to schedule all of these in there. So you've got your intuitive movement. If you're going to do structured workouts, maybe you do 3 to 4 a week. Maybe you even want to start with 2, right? If you're not working out at all, start with 2 and then every 2 weeks increase from there if it feels good to you. So with that intuitive movement, let's just say we're doing 3 days a week of structured workouts. Block off the time, put it in the 6-week reset, and allow yourself to ask your body what it needs that day. Okay, maybe you slept like shit and you're so tired and you feel like you're running on empty. Maybe that day you do a body weight only Pilates workout, right? Maybe you have so much energy and you feel so excited and you don't typically run, but your body's like, it's so weird. I'm kind of craving that. You go for a run. You honor what your body is craving. You're going to plan out how many days of intuitive movement. You're going to plan out your mindset and embodiment work, okay? This could be anything from EFT tapping. This could be doing a meditation. This could be one of the mindset sessions that's inside the 6-week reset. Honestly, those are so fire. There's one that literally is like 4 minutes and it'll motivate you to work out if you're feeling resistance. So powerful. So you're going to add all of those into the 6-week reset and then add your water goal in there, okay? I feel like water is so underrated. I feel like water is one of those things that we easily just let slip down, but water is so nourishing to our bodies. If you're dehydrated, you're going to have so many negative symptoms. And also too, a lot of times, sometimes we can confuse our hunger with our hunger cues with our hydration cues. And so a lot of times we're like, I'm so hungry, I can't get full or satisfied. Really, you're just super, super dehydrated. So put in your water goal. I always like to start with 100 ounces. I think that's good. Every time I talk about drinking water, I feel like I always have to drink water. I don't know. It makes me thirsty. So set your water goal. Again, put it in the habit tracker of the 6-week reset and then your step goal. Okay. Again, with each of these goals, I would highly, highly recommend starting in a way that you can start to build trust with yourself, right? If you're not working out, you're getting 0 steps a day, right? You're not drinking water. Don't go 100 ounces of water, 10K steps. I'm going to meditate every day, right? Start small and then work your way up. It's going to be so much more powerful. You're actually going to be able to stick with it and you're going to build that trust with yourself. And still, again, if blocks come up, you know what to do. Question yourself, why is it safer for me to be the same than it is for me to make these changes, right? Go through this step-by-step process. Now you've got both the masculine and the feminine energy to manifest your dream body, okay? It's not just about the action. It's not just about the mindset embodiment work, right? It's the synergy of both of them that are going to allow you to actually enjoy the process too, right? When you're doing this mindset and embodiment work, it allows the way you show up to be fun and in alignment with who you authentically are. It is so insanely powerful, okay? And again, don't forget to grab that 6-week reset so you can do this in the free Notion dashboard below. Okay, my loves, thank you so much for being here. I freaking love you, and I'll see you in the next episode. Mwah.